Hello, hello, hello. It's connecting.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
You're bright. I like it. So what's happening? How can you add to this topic?
Ah, oh my God, it's how can I add? I'm actually in an intellectual relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite going well because I'm happy in a relationship with a man who understands the issue of racism and race. And it's quite free, or I can say I'm in a free atmosphere where I can discuss and say about my feelings and how I feel, and then he's always there to support. And he has never made me feel like, oh, you cannot say this, or you cannot mention that, or I understand this or that, or be ignorant in any sort of way, but he's been very supportive. But then it's a little bit difficult on my part to some extent because with everything that's going on around the world. And then sometimes when I try to comment or say my feelings towards certain issues, or say, like, oh, I feel sad when I see we're being discriminated in this way, or I feel sad when I see police killing Black people, or I feel sad when I see so many people being accused or being racial profiled because of the color of their skin. And then I'll see some people coming at me saying, like, oh, if you're so sad, why are you dating a white man? Like, and it's really like difficult. And I'm like, isn't racism or race things, is it about a person being against the act, or is it about Black versus white? So I
Yeah.
feel it's a little bit difficult for some people to understand my situation, be in an intellectual relationship with a white person.
Okay.
So they actually make it feel like, oh, you don't really care about your people, you don't really care about the color of your skin because you have a relationship with a white man. And sometimes I try so hard to explain to people, like, it's not about that. It's not about Black versus white. It's about people against racism. And it's so difficult and very tiring. Like, but then it hurts. It really hurts me when people say, "Oh, you don't really care about your people. Or you don't really, you're actually in the white atmosphere and everything." I'm like, I'm just me. Just because I'm dating this person does not mean that I don't care or I don't feel proud of being Black. I'm proud of being Black. I embrace it, but it's very difficult. Really very difficult. And I wish some people could try to look at this in a different angle and try really, really to get into the discussion and see, like, oh, what is the wrong with the situation? Or what is wrong with these kind of people? Not say what is wrong with the race. Somehow I feel it will be should be more about what is wrong with his acts or what is wrong with everything, and not what is wrong with the race and everything. Oh.
Hello.
Wow,
This is beautiful.
I
This
was
is
I
beautiful.
didn't even know she was also there. Huh? Crazy.
This is
That's
beautiful. This
amazing,
is
man.
beautiful.
But it's
But I heard you.
I just want to say it feels good to have a man or whoever you're dating with from a different race, a person understand what you feel, or a person stands with you. But if you're in a relationship where a person, I understand some people say, oh, I cannot talk about this issue with my boyfriend because it irritates him, or cannot discuss this with my boyfriend because they say, oh, all lives matter. I cannot discuss this with my boyfriend because it's not comfortable and everything. I don't think that's kind of good thing. And but it's somehow difficult being in a both situation, being Black and then being in a relationship. It's difficult in certain extent.
I think, have you found it difficult, obviously more difficult now than before, obviously, all of this had happened?
I find it the difficulty now. Like, before, people were like, oh, I'm happy for you, you found love and everything. But now people are like, oh, because now I live in Belgium with my boyfriend. I'm from Africa, I'm from Tanzania. But now I receive like text from my friends, like, oh, how is it with you, with your boyfriend and everything? I'm like, what does this have
Mm.
to mean? Like, should we break up because there's attention going in the world? Or should we fight against it? Or should I educate him and tell him, like, everything is happening because of this? They don't really ask, like, how, what is your boyfriend's opinion? Or what do you think about everything? They always ask, oh, how is it? Like, is it still going? Oh, you're
Yeah.
gonna break up and everything. So I'm like, oh, it's not like, it's somehow difficult.
They really ask you this.
Yeah.
We're gonna break up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I get the
What the
text
Okay.
like, "Yo, we're gonna break up or something." I'm like, I don't think that's the right question because
No, it's not. No, but no, that it's not.
Why?
And this is the thing, you know.
Why?
I do understand that there's many interracial relations which are tested now because obviously it was almost like life was good before all of this happened, and now you have to. Where as people of color, we've been very depressed and very hurt, very deep down, and we do need our partners to kind of support us and kind of be our shoulder to kind of cry on, rather than to be maybe take it the wrong way. But I understand some people may take it the wrong way. So that's what I'm saying. How do you get that balance?
how can I say this?
Well,
But what can I say is it's difficult, but to some extent, I'm happy I have a person when I say, "Oh, I feel this and that and that." I say, "I understand what you feel. And I think you should not really pay attention to this. And if you want to fight against it, or if you want to do something against it, I'm with you." You know, so somehow it brings hope in me and makes me stand on my own. Like, okay, I'm not going to care about it. I'm going to stand with what I believe as long as he supports me. But if he will be like, "Oh, I don't think so, whatever, I don't care," then I'll be like, okay, that's it, you know. So that's how I find the balance. I'm like, okay,
you would,
I
so
know.
hold on, you would walk away. You would literally walk away that quick?
Because can I say one thing?
Yes, of course.
We don't even, let's say, discuss about it. I mean, okay, we both share the grievance, but why should I say no or say even against something which is happening now? We both feel like it's so sad to see on all those videos, but now to say this moment defines that, oh, now we're gonna have extra attention, like it was not happening before. Come on, racism is there for a long time. And also now, okay, it was very, very sad, and now with the videos, everyone locked down, and extra again, people are quite tense, and it's understandable. But let's say now to have a discussion about this, to say, oh, now between you and me, why? We both share. We're both human. We share. Let's say it's very sad. So
You
we
both
don't
feel
even
it.
discuss about. Okay, we both share. Like, okay, what can we do now about it? We protest or what? Or
the good thing, there's not really an awkwardness when we see these videos and be like, those are your people, you kind of, these are your kind doing to my kind. We always
both
see and we're like, okay, this is sad, this is wrong. We don't see the difference between us. I don't see his color, he doesn't see my color. Whenever we see these kind of videos, we're always like, oh, this is wrong. This should not be like that. Okay, it's right to protest. It's right to do that and everything. We don't really sit down and say, okay, your kind did that. And then he said, okay, your kind did that. So it's not really about your kind or your ancestors or your color. It's all about this is wrong and this should not be like that. And racism is wrong. So it doesn't matter what color of your skin, it is wrong.
yeah.
But then at the same time, people do not really see what's going on with inside, or when we're together, people just assume, oh, it's black and white. They're from different races, so are they gonna break up? Are they gonna like how is it working?
Yeah,
but
and also one thing I feel like I don't even have a voice in. I mean, okay, I can support, but I cannot even say anything about what is happening now. I mean, I do say, let's say I do my outcry and I say it's not good, and we preach for justice in the first place.
Like one day we had a discussion. I actually had like a mental breakdown about everything that was happening.
This is sad.
In the media.
Because he was asking for this, like, hey, have things changed or how are you feeling now? So you
so I was watching all these videos and I was on bed watching, and then I had a mental breakdown. And then he came and was like, oh, what's up? I was like, I'm just sad. He said, why? I was like, look at my skin and then look at the color of the skin of the people being treated that way. It hurts. And I told him, like, I might sound silly because maybe I've never experienced racism in a certain way, but it hurts. And then I started crying. And then I told him, like, you as a white person should never really have a say, because we saw some people saying, oh, protest is not going to help, or people should chill. Those people are criminals and everything.
I've seen a lot of that. Of that.
So I told him, you as a white person should not really have a say in this matter. What you can do is you either stand against with me or you sit quiet. You should not really say anything. You either stand with me or you shut the fuck up. That was it. So I just told him, and they said, I understand, because being a white person and then coming in and say protest does not help, I'm choosing the side of the oppressor. I told him, yeah. So you should never have a say unless you're supporting me.
Mm.
Unless otherwise you have a different opinion,
True.
just keep it with you.
But
Don't open your mouth.
I can tell you, worry, but it's true because these are serious matters, and we really
Yes,
appreciate because I showed you to my girlfriend, like you talk about it and you really
yes,
want to spread awareness.
yes.
But actually, it's true. Like I found her crying, and she said, "Really, it's so unfair." And I
Hmm.
mean, it's so sad. It also breaks my heart. And then what can I do? It's so sad for her to hear. She says like, yeah, everywhere I go, I feel like I'm being looked at or being already justice before they know me. And at least because also what the good part is of this protest, that they say, okay, what can we do now about it? And that, for example, let's say here in Belgium, ah, I can say because she was also saying like if you want for a house, it's more difficult because you have a strange last name. And things like this, man. And I wanted to say like this, like she crying, it breaks my heart, bro. But can I ask you
I can literally imagine that. But you also have some people um, who are in interracial relationships, but
Mm,
also they are having a say on things, and they also don't believe that having a strange last name does anything. It doesn't affect you because in their eyes, in sometimes they feel that it doesn't necessarily exist, and it's all about, there is equal opportunities. You can go out there and get it,
sure,
and it's very frustrating for a black person, especially in an interracial relationship, to explain this to their partner, that how can you not see that it's a lot harder and if you don't
Mm-hmm.
see it, then just
sure,
bear with what we're trying to say.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah,
So it's
it's
quite difficult, but
Because
I do
I've
love and
never,
respect to see
because
this.
for me, I've never really witnessed. I only saw it, and I have many, okay, of all color. Me personally, I was born in Greece, but I live now in Belgium. I was raised here, but okay, and I have many people, friends of all kind of nations and whatever, where they come from. And me personally, I've never really witnessed, let's say, okay, real racist. And this is something which all, let's say, if I can say, white people, that they should acknowledge, come on, and to at least try to understand how it feels, and it's very sad.
yeah, it's difficult both ways. Whether you're just black, dating a black person, or whether you're in a interracial relationship, it's actually more difficult in a certain way because what if he did not understand what I feel and everything? Then I think it will be much more difficult and much more tension. But as long as he understands and he respects it and then he stands against it, then it's good. But for the couples who cannot really talk about it, then I think they should sort that
Yeah,
out.
and talk about it, and also everything, because what we do now is really, if something is on our chest, to talk about it, at least with each other. Communication is always, let's say, the best thing for a relationship,
Yeah,
and
and I
uh,
also think, especially if you're of different races, like your girlfriend said, you can't really comment on the pain of another race or how they should express it, or they should, like you said, chill, because that's not really your place to do so, because you're not
mm,
of that race. It's like I said, it was like me living in London telling the people in Madagascar how to live or how they should express themselves. And
Yeah.
this is what we're fighting against. We're fighting that
exactly,
when we're pissed off, that we're not told to be quiet.
exactly,
We're trying
exactly,
to fight for our freedom of
exactly,
expression. And it's like that, all of the oppression that we have faced, it's like we are told this is how you should express it. And it's like, well, that is the colonial way of telling somebody how to express themselves. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
what we're fighting.
Yeah.
mm.
And
And
I
can
think
I ask
people
you,
miss
how
the
is the
point totally.
situation in London now? Do you feel like the black community is getting their voice heard also in the media? Do they take it serious? What is
No,
happening now,
because
or not
no,
enough?
because the media here in London focuses on the negative. So they will
Ah,
focus on the people looting, they focus on the
also.
people fighting, they focus on the people
Oh.
throwing bottles and throwing things at the police, and that's what they will zone in on. There was an article where it spoke about when the lockdown rules were eased, people going to the beach and it was all nice, it was all good and all of that. They were
Yeah.
saying, the lockdown rules have eased and people going out enjoying the sun. And then now when the protest happens, it's like all of these people defying the rules to go and protest together when the beach was more packed than it's like, and the media is pushing this kind of rhetoric, and yes, it's
Mm,
propaganda. Just me, it's propaganda that they're pushing to make it seem like if there is another rise in COVID, it's because of the protesters, so you
Oh,
need to
yeah.
hate the protesters. So they're actually in pushing that idea and that rhetoric into people's mind, that if there is a spike, it's because of you lot.
Yeah. which is not really helping at all.
Not at all.
It doesn't.
Not at all. Because it's so sad to see to divide
Yes.
and conquer. It's
Yes.
sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
And it's been going on for a long time. And when we're, especially in the time, we have to be ready because we're literally going up against a system which has been in place for a very, very long time. And that has a lot of power that
Sure.
we cannot even imagine. So we have to understand that every single move that we make is going to be scrutinized, and we will be brought down and be zoomed in on for the negative over the positive at all times. But we can't let that defeat us and defeat what we're trying to, our message.
Yeah.
We can't focus on the negative
Sure,
or be focused on the fact of, we can't be focused on the fact of a few people started fights or a few people. That is not the priority. The priority is to be understood, heard, and listened to, and understood. So yeah.
But can I ask you, because now that's very true, positive. That's because also I see my brother, you're sharing also a lot of things, but also sometimes don't you feel like you want to escape social media for a day, or if you're always confronted again with so many videos now from America, or this is what I question myself, should I keep up to date or should I really see again every video? It's a balance we have to take with this.
Yeah, it's true. Because it does distress you, but also it keeps the fire burning to kind of stop it. Because then you see a new person come along that has been attacked, and you share it, you know, and then it makes you more. Because we can get very complacent and think, oh, it was only George Floyd, or it was only whatever, and a few days go by, and we think that everything is back to normal. And I think the fight for peace, the fight for unity is an everlasting fight. It will always be an everlasting fight. People were fighting for peace before creation, you know, so it's like we'll always be fighting peace. It's just a new generation fighting for it, but we can never stop. We're never going to be okay.
Yeah, but also, like I told your friend, he had a friend came up and then we were discussing about the thing, and then he said like, oh, I feel this kind of racism or all the racist act happening, it's not so much, it's just the videos triggering it. And I just told him like, it's not about the video triggering it, it's about what actually happening, because for the fact that the act happened, it is total wrong.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter whether the camera was there or people were not there, as long as it happened, it's wrong. And then he said, oh, it doesn't even happen all over America. I was like, I've never been in America, but it doesn't matter. Even if it happens in one street, or even if it happens in a small village, as long as it's happening, it's total wrong. And I told him like, just because it was recorded, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. It happened, because even if I was there, I would have been triggered by that. The video does not make me get triggered. It's the act. Because if I was watching it, I'm a bit more pissed than actually just watching it from the video.
But the thing is, like, we have to be lucky that there is a video, because what if there wasn't a video?
Exactly. Yeah, this is also true.
So at least we have a proof saying, okay,
because
these people,
now we have evidence. This is very true. And
people
then we
are
see all the
protesting
things.
for that. Like, we have evidence. We're protesting because of this and that and that. We are protesting because there's evidence these things happen. It's not just we walk up and say, okay, yeah, let's go protest. No, because these things happen. There's evidence. So saying the video triggering, it's also like, I find it like a stupid excuse. You're just trying to excuse the act. You cannot say, oh, it's just the video triggering. It's like, oh, it's okay for what happened. It's fine. It's just the video triggering. It's like saying that way. It's wrong. It's like, oh, it was fine for Joe to be killed. Yeah, it's fine. It's just the video triggering the people. No, it's not the video triggering the people. It's the act that's happening. That's what triggers the people. It's not the video or the social media. The social media only create awareness and showing people, oh, people, this is happening. This exists. This is there, and there should be a fight against it. So people, if you come say, oh, social media, video triggering, I find it a very stupid excuse. I'm like, it's just saying like, oh, it's okay, that it can happen. So it's very a stupid excuse using social media and video, say, oh, it's just triggering the people. No.
Thank you very much, you guys. I love the fact that you're out there doing it, and I love the fact that you're supporting each other. You're there for her, and she is there for you.
Yes, man. It was nice to talk to you.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, because I think that's what we need, and especially in a time where I think interracial relationships are under a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny, and they will be definitely, like, at the moment. I think it's great that you guys have pulled even tighter together to kind of fight it together. And well done for being open-minded, listening
Yeah,
to
man.
each other,
Sure,
Thank you.
and
sure.
not trying to compare each other's pain and all of that kind of stuff. And
No, no, no.
well done.